Truth, really that's all we know. Keep it real and authentic, this truth be told. Only the truth. Tune in, cause you gotta watch. It's like you with us while we kick it in the barbershop. Here to motivate and inspire. Hosted by the real deal and the God Barber. I hope that you ready, keep it funny and edgy. Let's go. You already know. Truth be told, let's go.
Boy, this the God Barber here, man. The God Barber, that's what they call me. They call me the God Barber. I guess because I'm old. I'm old barber in the game, so I be the God Barber. I don't care. I love it. I like the intro. I like all that what y'all call me. But listen, y'all keep following us, man, on Facebook, YouTube, man. Hit that subscribe button. I know last week I said subscription. I don't know why I said subscription, but I think it is subscription. But anyway, hit the subscribe button, man. Hit that bell. That thing go ring-a-ling-a-ling, baby. Hit the bell, baby. Keep following us, baby. We love the support. Let's do this.
Hey, Grieve, not only do we want them to follow us, though, we also need you guys to make sure that you are tuning in on all the episodes. I mean, we got a lot of things going on, but we may have some business partners out there. We do have some advertisement spots, and we got this whole little brand new little packet green that we got put together. Sponsors, advertisement, stars, whatever it is, Green, whatever you guys want to do to help TBT out, we have things for you. So make sure you go to our Facebook page, our YouTube, and if you want to sponsor or advertise on our site, we have that ready for you, Green. Hey, Green.
Yo.
Let's go ahead and get this show started, baby.
Man, let's get it started, baby.
Green, what's up, baby? Hey, Green, we back. Hey, Green, we back. Hey, not only, hey, Green, listen, I normally, typically I try to stay within status quo, right?
Yeah.
Don't put my shades on. I need people to see my eyes. But today, man, I'm not doing that. Memorial Day weekend. No, Memorial Day weekend. Nah. I feel like traveling. You know what I'm saying? So when I travel, I know I put these glasses on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just to make sure I'm sitting right. I feel right. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I look good, but I don't know. Hey,
you clean. You clean, real.
I'm clean.
Boy, you Memorial Day ready, boy. That boy got them shades on.
Wait.
Boy got that
Memorial
black
Day
tee.
ready? What is that? How you mean Memorial Day ready?
Well, because it's a sunny day. It's a good day. You got the shades on, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, but the hood boys call it hater blockers. You got your hater blockers on.
See,
that's what they say in the hood.
See, it's 50% Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
50% hater blocker.
Got your hater blockers on.
You know what I'm saying? Hey,
yeah. So you blocking out all the haters right now.
Hey, man, it's a lot. And also, Memorial Day, a lot of people go to the beach too, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes, well, I'm not going to even go that Green.
Okay.
Just know that I got my glasses on for a couple reasons. One, Memorial Day weekend. I'm traveling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And today's guest, man, I just want to be like I'm in the midst of what's going on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a special day, Green.
Yeah, I'm telling you, boy. Hey, man, look real. I know it's a Memorial Day weekend. I do know that. All right. But, man, boy, when you told me about this guest right here.
Yeah.
Because I ain't seen him in so long, man. I haven't talked to him in so long, man. Boy, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Talk to my boy.
Well, wait, listen, we ain't gonna.
Because I got a lot to say, man.
Well, Green, we ain't gonna wait too much longer, big dog.
All right.
Hey, check this out. Hey, we'd like to welcome you guys back to TBT, man. Truth Be Told. I'm your co-host, Real Deal. And, of course, the one and only, the God Barber, baby.
The God Barber, baby. That's what they call me. They say I'm getting old.
Hey, you can't be getting too old.
Hey,
I see
real.
you got your DJ equipment. What
Yeah.
you got going on today, boy? You think you
Real.
finna have a party?
I'm tell you something real. My birthday is June 1st. That's next Thursday. I told myself, and I told this particular DJ, I ain't gonna say his name.
Right.
On air.
Right.
I want to learn how to play with that DJ board before I turn 53.
Ooh.
And I did it. And I did it, baby.
You did it, Green?
I did it, baby. I did it, baby. Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Hey, boy, you sounded
You know what I'm
good.
saying?
Too. You sounded good, big dog.
Juicy,
Yeah.
Encore,
Hey, man.
Keith Sweat.
You
I'm ready, boy.
We can't play no theme because, listen, when I announce this guest,
Yeah.
we need some theme music. We ain't think about doing that.
Well, I don't know. Because I'm about to get up out my seat and go over there. I'm going to be off camera. Man. And I don't want Facebook to cut us off.
Right,
They say
right.
you be DJing on Facebook, but they cut you off, boy.
You're right. Hey, matter of fact, don't even worry about that.
All right, all
Let's
right.
just go and get into
All right,
it.
let's get
Listen,
into it.
guys, I got
Yeah.
somebody special for you guys today. I know you guys saw the announcement. Hey, the announcement been blowing up, Green.
Yeah.
It's been blowing up. I mean, we got people that's liking, that's sharing. I mean, it's crazy, man. So I'm super excited for our guest. And let me just say this. I am so thrilled because I haven't spoken to him in a little while. So I'm so thrilled to be able to have this conversation with him tonight.
Me too, man.
So Green, let's just go ahead and do this, baby.
Let's get into it, boy.
Can I bring him in?
Boy, bring them in. Bring 'em
This
in,
ain't gonna
boy.
do him no justice, though. I'm just
Boy,
telling you, though.
hey, we need that Chicago Bull theme music, man, when Michael Jordan came out, boy. Boy, we play that right now, boy.
Yeah,
Whoa.
you're right.
Bring this boy in.
Hey, listen, Green.
Oh, man.
Hey, tonight's guest, man, we have a special one.
Yeah.
And you know, as we go tonight and dig into the interview, you're gonna hear some things that, for me, man, I'm gonna make sure that I express to him how much I appreciate him.
Yeah.
You know, and what he's done for me, and not only me, Green. He's done for a lot of people, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people.
Especially the kids, man.
Yeah, especially the kids, man. So let's just go ahead and do it, man. Former principal of Lincoln Middle School.
Mm-hmm.
He's an educator. He's a mentor. He's a father, bro.
Mm-hmm.
When I say father, man, this man is involved with his kids. Not only his kids, it seems as if he's involved with a lot of other kids in the community. He's a husband that loves his wife. He's a world traveler. And first, and over, you know, if I had to just say, in the overall 100% alpha dog, you know what I'm saying? He's that alpha dog.
Yes, sir, boy.
You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if he's a former ex-Raider fan. I think he kind of left him a little bit, but hey, it don't even matter. Can I say, welcome to the show, my homeboy from Palmetto, baby.
Baby.
From the gut, huh? My boy Curtis Davis.
Kurt
Welcome
Davis in the house, baby. Big Kurt.
How's it going, Kurt, man? How's it going, baby?
Well, hey, look, it's absolutely going awesome here. Just the way that you introduced me, the things that you talked about, is just really powerful. It's heartfelt. This is something that I've really been looking forward to in terms of doing this show and being able to just kind of expand on my travels, on my philosophy, on how I got here. I mean, right now there's so many things going on in my head and so many different comments that I do have in reference to what I'm hearing. Until I'm just ready to kind of just get it rolling, you know, and just kind of talk about things and share with you things I think you want to know and hear about.
Well,
So awesome.
Kurt, man.
Feeling great, feeling good, feeling wonderful. It's so good to see the both of y'all guys again. Seeing you, just like a ton of memories just flood back in my mind about growing up in Palmetto. Our first days meeting, real deal. The God Barber. When I needed that clean cut for that principal interview.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, baby.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
and so
sir.
when you look good, you feel good, and everything else follows going to be success. So, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you for that. Always being there, always being part of the community, being someone who many people can count on as well. You know, so yeah, a lot of good things
Kurt,
going
man.
on. I have a ton of things to say, so I just kind of.
Oh, yeah, we hanging out,
Hey,
Kurt.
yeah,
we hanging out.
We hanging out.
We hanging.
And we gonna get through a lot of those things too tonight, baby.
Yeah, we hanging.
Hey, Kurt, just so you know, man. Listen, man. You know, when I looked at our Facebook stuff, man, when we announced you, man, there was tons of people that chimed in, man, gave comments about just. I mean, you had former students coming in and chiming in, saying how much what impact you had on their life, man, and friends and family. So many likes and hearts, man. So it just shows how much effect that you have on other people's lives, man. And
Yes,
I
yes.
want to celebrate that tonight by just going through the journey of where you got everything got started, and to the point to where you are right now currently. So Kurt, man. So
Yeah, yeah.
where you from, big dog? Where you from? Where you from, big dog?
Palmetto, baby. Palmetto.
Oh,
You know what I'm
hey, they say
saying?
you from Bradenton. I heard you from Bradenton, bro.
Look. I was born at Manatee Memorial. You understand
Okay,
me? So
Okay.
then they took me across the bridge to Palmetto. That's where I was
okay,
raised. You know,
okay, okay.
Kurt.
started
Hey,
at the
Kurt, look here, Kurt.
yeah,
Hey, hey, Kurt, if you from Palmetto, you from Bradenton. If you from Bradenton, you
yeah.
from Palmetto. It's all the same, baby. It
That's
ain't
all I'm
nothing but a little bit of
saying.
water in between.
That's about it, baby. That's about it. I gotta totally agree with you with that 100%. You know, because I definitely live in Bradenton as most of my high school days as well. So yeah, I agree.
Yes,
It's
sir.
all
So,
good. You
so
know, I
Kurt,
think
you
about
went to.
Palmetto. I think about
So what high school you went to, Kurt?
Palmetto High, PHS.
Okay, okay.
Yep.
Graduated from Pembina High School, and I believe you went off and to Bethune. Is that right?
BCU, baby. Bethune Cookman. Yes, sir.
Now, were you a part of
Left
the
Palmetto
football
High
team?
School, went to Bethune Cookman on a football scholarship, had opportunity to play under the greatest coach ever, as far as I'm concerned, and definitely one of the greatest players, and that's in the books, Larry Little, all professional football player on the undefeated team, Miami Dolphins, you know. So it was great playing. That
Okay.
was an awesome experience at Cookman. Going to a BCU, you're going to get two educations. One's going to be in the classroom, and the other's going to be about life in general, you know. So
Okay.
Cookman was a huge pivotal point in my life in terms of growth, you know, leaving home, leaving Palmetto, Bradenton, you know, and just being out on my own. And so, yeah, I wouldn't have
Well,
done anything different.
well, they always say, man. I always tell the kids now, man, you just got to get out. You know, if
Yeah.
you have the opportunity to get out of the city, man, and go beyond this county lines,
Mm-hmm.
your
Yes.
chances. You know what I'm saying? It's not to say that everybody got to leave. That's not true, right? But
Right. Right.
but you're when you talk about the ratio becomes a lot more higher. You be able to, you're able to see things, you be able to communicate, you be able to just fellowship, you be able to just um, rub shoulders with people that could affect your life for the longevity.
That's right.
So I'm always for people that are able, kids that are able to get out and explore and just learn about themselves,
Yeah.
learn about the world, learn
Yeah.
about just how to be a like we always say, a
Yep.
standout citizen,
Yeah.
and be
Yep.
able to give back to the community.
Yeah, man.
So
And that's
so
one of
so
those
Kurt,
things. hmm
go ahead, go ahead.
Well, someone told me that long years ago, and it always stuck with me. They told me that the person that you're going to be 5 years from now is going to be based upon the places you go, the books you read, and the people you meet. That's the way that you're going to be able to expand your knowledge, your horizon, like you said, your circle, and you find out what you don't know, and it makes you curious about life, people, and places, and and that's the magic in the whole thing. Yeah, so you got to take those chances, take those risks, put yourself out there, and just always look for the best in people, places, and that's been my key to success.
Oh,
Absolutely.
well, I need to read more books, man. I meet a lot of people. But I need to read more books, man, because I've been in this barbershop 27 years.
Yeah,
I need to read some more books, Kurt.
yeah.
I can't seem to leave the barbershop, but I meet all kind of people, but I can't
Right,
seem to leave the
right.
barbershop, Kurt.
But you know what? The books, what they do is they take you places that you can't necessarily go right at that moment, right? So the books I've read is probably close to about 500, in different places, countries, religions, cultures, fiction, nonfiction, anything that I'm curious about. And the awesome part about reading is once you read something, there's going to be an interesting topic, place, or idea or concept that comes up to say, hey, whoa, I want to know more about that. So then you make a note in the book. Then you end up getting something else, right? And so then the knowledge just from that point just kind of expands exponentially. So, right. So that's the whole thing with the books. And I do a lot of books on Audible. So even when you're cutting hair, I
Yeah.
have my Audible on and whatever I'm doing, and the book is playing, and I'm listening. So
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, let me ask you something, Kurt. Oh, I'm sorry for cutting you off. But let me ask you something. Okay, when you left Palmetto High School, and went and played football for Bethune-Cookman. Now, what position you played, Kurt?
When I went to Cookman, I played DN, defensive end.
DN.
Yep, I was there. Yep.
Did you have dreams of playing in the NFL?
Oh, most definitely. My favorite team was Oakland Raiders. I'm an ex-Oakland Raiders fan. And I can tell you, maybe at 11 years old, I saw this guy. I was laying on the living room floor. It was hot at the house. The screen door, the screen door and the box fan was in the door. And I'm just laying there watching this team play. I see this guy pull the face mask off another player. I asked my mom, I said, Mom, what team is that? She said, that's the Oakland Raiders, baby. I said, oh, okay, that's my team. And I was the Oakland Raiders fan from there, right?
The Raiders, baby.
It was Raiders. So all things Oakland from that point, starting with Lala Zados and Henry Lawrence, of course, from the area. Love him, idolize him, great guy. So that was my dream. So I left Palmetto High School, ended up at Cookman playing football, and that was a dream, to go to the NFL, right? Go to the NFL from the defensive end standpoint. But, that didn't happen. But something did happen, which was called an education that I got along the way. Ended up with a bachelor's degree in sociology. So I was able to utilize that to get me into working with social services. So, and with that being said, it's kind of like sometimes we have our own plan, but we know that God also has a plan for us as well. And so, that was my dream. That was my plan.
Yeah.
And look back at this now and say, I thank God for following through with his plan, because his plan has already been evidenced from so much feedback and commentary from so many people that I have been able to affect lives in such in a more quality way. You watch a football game and it's over. How have you made someone's life better? You entertain them for a while, right? So
that's right.
The sociology degree got me where I was able to land a job back in Palmetto. And it's ironic, I was working at the welfare office, what we called it back then. I don't know what we call it now. Maybe Children and Family Services or, benefits. I don't know. But it was a welfare office back then in Palmetto.
It's still welfare. They be using other stuff, but it's welfare.
But it's welfare.
Yeah,
so I ended up with a job at the same office that me and my grandma used to walk to on the first Tuesday of every month. And I used to love getting them food stamps, because now it's time to eat and get a couple of things and do some stuff with it.
Look here, boy.
And so I saw it go full circle. But actually, by working there, it's kind of like I was able to see later on, once I did get into education, this vicious cycle, this vicious circle of students who were not doing well in school and those that were also, pretty much on welfare, and what some of those commonalities were. And some of those things had to do with mom, with X amount of kids and fathers not being present in the home and kids just kind of raising themselves. And by the time they get into school, they're just getting into trouble. Things are happening. So you're falling short of your education. If you don't have an education, where's your job going to come from? Where's the good career going to come from? That's not happening. So, as a result, then you end up relying on assistance from other people, so that's it's the whole deal. That's kind of like the whole point of education.
See, that's why I'm sorry, but that's why I asked you, did you have dreams on playing in the NFL? Because just listening to you, Kurt, and just knowing you, in the educational world, it seemed like you enjoy being a student too. Cause see, a lot of our kids from the inner city, we go to college just to play sports. And don't get me wrong, sports is paying for your education, but a lot of them don't enjoy going to class. So when football is over, they're not gonna go to education if they don't enjoy it. It seemed like you played football and you enjoyed education, so it wasn't hard for you to transition over, So I'm glad that we're talking to you right now, Curtis, and I'm glad that they can see that you is from Palmetto. You're from Palmetto. So you know you ain't no different than no other child that came through Palmetto. So they can see you and they can see your journey and they can see what education can really do. Because everybody not gonna be a football player. Well, you can be a football player, but everybody not gonna be a professional football player, or a professional basketball player, or a baseball player. And education is a key. Education can have you successful if you utilize it right. And boy, right. Kurt, looking at you, man, Kurt, you look good, man.
No,
you look good, boy. Kurt, you done took Palmetto to another country.
You know what I'm saying? Just representing as well as truth be told. This y'all here.
Yes,
you know what I'm
saying?
You're worldwide now. Congratulations.
Hey, Kurt.
Official. Now, on that
Kurt,
note, I got to say one thing on that note because it's mom. I love my mama with all of my heart and soul. She raised 4 kids by herself. You're raising kids by yourself as a single woman in the 70s, a black female in the 70s. And never once in our household was there a situation where we doubted whether or not we were going to college. Because of the way she raised us and the values that she instilled in us and the importance that she stressed on education, it was just a matter of where we were going. As simple as that. And so, how many moms do you know have 4 kids at Cookman at the same time?
Boy, that's big, boy.
Taking us down I-4 in a Gremlin with all our stuff. 4 kids. I don't know if you remember what that Gremlin looked like. That Gremlin car just had that old wide window in the back.
Yeah. I remember that Gremlin car.
Yeah,
I remember it.
Your suitcase.
Yes, sir.
And we
was it a Pinto?
It's similar to a Pinto. We always took a little rest break at Morrison's, got out at Morrison's, eat there, get back in, and she dropped us off at Cookman. And us, as a family and as sisters and brothers, we didn't know any better. We just thought, this is the way it goes. So yeah, we riding out. We having a great time. And she also instilled in us that trust in each other, that love for each other as brothers and sisters, and to be able to appreciate whatever it is you have in life. And
that's big.
To have that good time with it. Be so positive about it. I'll never forget one day, me and my 3 sisters was riding in Palmetto High School in that Gremlin. Okay? In that Gremlin. One of the wheel wells was like coming off. So it looked like it was about to fall off. We took it to the mechanic. They said, no, it's not going to fall off anytime soon. Just drive slow because we couldn't afford to fix it. So we pulling up into Palmetto High School into the parking lot. We laughing and tripping and joking and having a great time like we always do with each other. About something silly, powdered donuts where we were eating or whatever it was, just something crazy. And one of these kids stopped us. And he was getting out a brand new truck, whatever year that truck was that year, 87 or whatever. He said, excuse me. He said, I don't understand. I said, well, what's going on? He said, how could y'all be driving in that car with the wheel about to fall off it and making all that noise? And every day I see y'all get out of the car, y'all just happy and you're laughing and having such a great time. We just kind of looked at him for half a second and went back to laughing and just walked on to school. Because we don't know that's the way our mom raised. So we're like, what is he talking about? We laughing, we just go, we just left. Because that's why
that's big, boy. Man, listen, man, congratulations to your mom, man, for being a strong lady, man. Yes. And a few shows ago, I made note of that, man. Sometimes people say you have to have 2 parents in the household to make sure a kid is on a straight line. Right. Me and my brother, we grew up with just my mom, just like you. It was 3 of us. I had an older brother who passed away from cancer at a younger age. And then me and my brother, Big Green, it was just our mom. Hey, I grew up in Rogers Project. Everybody I knew in the project grew up with their mom. Their biological dad wasn't there.
Right.
So I can't say if I had a man in my house, I'd have been a better guy. I don't know. So my mom was the man and the lady. Yes. When I did something wrong, she whooped me like a man. Okay. So man, hey man, just to hear. just to hear what you said about your mom, man, that reminds me of how I came up, man. So we all came up pretty much the same way, man. And that's big, man. So congratulations to your mom, Kurt. To your mom, man. That's good.
Absolutely. So, Kurt, I want to say this, man. I believe you started your education career at Bayshore High School. From Bayshore High School, you at some point you were working at an alternative school behind the Boys and Girls Club. And let me just say this. Let me just say this, Kurt. I want to thank you, man. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, because if you guys didn't know, Kurt is the reason why I started in education.
Okay.
Kurt is the reason why. I was working at the Boys and Girls Club in Bradenton. Kurt's school was alternative school was behind the Boys and Girls Club. So we worked on the same property pretty much. And he came to me one day, hey man, you ever thought about education? I'm like, no, I ain't no teacher. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who am I gonna teach? You know what I'm saying?
So they had the portable buildings behind the Bradenton Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where y'all used to go work out. You and JT back there, right?
Yeah.
But anyways, man, I just want to say thank you, Kurt, man, because you actually jump started this thing, man. And look, Kurt, 20 years later, I'm still in education, bro.
Yes, sir.
Because of you. So I want to thank you for doing that, man.
I got a Kurt story too, but I'm gonna tell you,
you're more than welcome on that. You're more than welcome on that. And from that standpoint, we're black males. We're like only 3% in education, right? We are unicorns in education, right? And I just was watching you. I was peeping you. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the way that you carried yourself, the way the kids admired you and looked up to you. It's like, wow, this dude is just working with this small population after school, these children acting crazy, running crazy, just having a good time. He can impact so many lives in a school setting. And me, I was just starting out in education myself, so I didn't know all the ins and outs and things I know now, but I just knew that was something which I knew was going to be a great route for you and would also be great for kids. So
yeah.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that a lot. And so me and Kurt ended up working at Book and Miller together at some point under Mr. Green.
Mr. Green.
Wayne Green.
You some kin to me?
No, I don't scared of you, Green.
We look alike?
No, you don't look alike. But Mr. Green. So Kurt, then the thing is what I want to get at is that after Booker Middle School, you became assistant principal, I believe, and then you became the principal at Lincoln Middle School.
Yes.
Is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
And Kurt, the thing about it is, man, what I want to say is I saw students show up, like I said in the intro, students were showing up, man. And this is not like this is a coincidence or anything. Like, what you did at Lincoln Middle School, you follow up. I believe, what was his name? He's been there for a long time. What was his name? Kurt, the principal.
Mr. Wallace. Yeah, Reed Wallace.
Mr. Wallace had been there years, long time. And to follow up Mr. Wallace, and here come Mr. Davis as the principal of the school. That's a tall task.
At Lincoln.
But he did it.
Yeah.
He did it. He did it with so grace, and the effect that he had on the students, man, is unbelievable. They still talk about Principal Davis.
I'm trying to tell you, boy.
Yeah.
I got a boy. I got a Kurt Davis story. Hey, Kurt, I got a story, Kurt.
Okay.
Well, look here, man. This story is deep. It's deep to me and my wife, and I'm gonna tell you. The big guy ain't gonna cry. I ain't gonna cry, but I'm too tough. I'm too tough to cry, Big Kurt. I went to Southeast High School, boy. Only time we cry, boy, we win championships, baby. You know what I'm saying? That's the only time we cry, baby. We win championships, baby. But listen, Kurt. Listen, man. My son, Blake. You remember Blake?
Yeah, Blake.
Yeah, my son, Blake Green.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Man, I'm telling you, Kurt. Blake started at a Montessori school. We used to call it private schools back in the day, but then they got bougie and started calling it Montessori's. I don't know what that all about, but he started in a private school, man. And it wasn't too many blacks at the private school, and he went from kindergarten to second grade at this private school, and then from there he went to Freedom Elementary. Freedom Elementary was it just became a school out there on 64 East, and again, it wasn't too many blacks in his class. All right, so me and my wife was home trying to make a decision on what middle school we want our son to go to, and we felt like our son needed to be a little bit more diverse. We felt like he needed to be, a little bit more around his kind a little bit. Not. I'm not trying to make this a racist thing, but so he can be a little bit more diverse. And I'm not gonna say the person's name, but back then we had to do school choice. All right.
Right.
My zone at the time was Braden River Middle School.
Gotcha.
But we wanted to do a school choice for him to go to Lincoln. And the reason I want him to go to Lincoln was because of you. I said, okay, there's a black principal there. I know Kurt. And my barber shop is right down the road from Lincoln. So if I'm able to, if my son needs something or y'all need something from me, I can just shoot down to the school. It was close. All right. So we need certain signatures to complete that school choice. And there was a particular person in this shop. I'm not going to say the name. I needed a signature. And that person was one of the people that was on the paper list, the list that I can get a signature from. And I talked with that person. I said, I'm trying to get my son to go to Lincoln. And they told me, they said, well, what school he's supposed to be going to? And I said, well, we zoned to go to Braden River Middle School. And she said, you sure you want your son to go to Lincoln? Because Braden River Middle School is, basically she was trying to say that was a better situation.
Right.
So I told this person, I don't know if you know about the Green family. That's what I told her. We don't care what school our child go to, because the standard in my household was education.
Yes,
so if
sir.
you're gonna be if he gonna get his education, it don't matter where you go, you gonna get it. And we made the decision for him to go to Lincoln. And the first time ever, my son became a straight A student at Lincoln Middle School up under Curtis Davis.
Wow.
His eighth grade year, he carried a 5.0 grade point average. That's the highest grade point average he ever had in his life. Even when he went to high school, he never had a 5.0. When he was at Lincoln up under Curtis Davis, he had a 5.0.
Wow.
You know,
man.
So I know me and my wife made the right decision to send him to Lincoln. So, hey, man, I'm glad I see you, Kurt. I don't think I ever told you, man, but I appreciate you, man. You was big, real big to my household, man. Real big, man. Really, really big, man. So for me to look at you right now, Kurt, boy, that's big, boy. That's big, Kurt. Man, and I ain't mean to take this story so long, man, but I had to get it out, boy. I had to get it out, man.
All right.
You know what? This is what this is about. And this really is what this is about. I know we have, some things on the cover, but that's fine. This is what this is about. I didn't know that. I did not know that Blake didn't come to me already a great student, because that's all I see from him from day one.
Yeah.
I took pride in that. In my school, I took pride in
that.
And it's just like,
I'm sorry, but he made good grades.
Yeah.
But his best grades was up under you.
Yes. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
And on that note, before I backtrack on how I got to Lincoln, I want to thank you and Jermaine.
Yeah.
Y'all was there at the PTO meetings. You were there at the SAC meetings to help make the decisions about what's most important for students and what's most important for the school.
Yeah.
And that was one of my biggest challenges and one of my biggest frustrations within the community, is that on those, what was it, once a month on Tuesday for an
Yeah.
hour, I just want to chalk it up and let the community know what's happening with student achievement, what we're trying to do in terms of resources to get additional pieces in that we need, for students to be successful as pertains to students at Lincoln Middle School, not Breeden River, not at Hill, but at Lincoln, what we need, you know.
Yeah.
And you and Jermaine, y'all were there faithfully. And if one
Yeah,
couldn't make it,
Jermaine,
you
yeah.
always told me what was going. You told me what was going on with the other one. Okay,
Yeah.
so I always knew, and I could always count on you to represent. And but Saturday morning, when I rode through Palmetto, that's when I seen all the other parents under the
Mm.
umbrellas with the pom
Wow.
Oh
poms,
yeah.
with the helmets, with the water bottles,
Yes, sir.
and it's just
Wow.
one of those things where I just want to really just highlight that because his success is one of those things that says it takes a village.
Wow.
So support from
Yeah.
home, support from school, and it all came full circle, and we put him in a position to be successful and to be happy and to enjoy education, which was the
Yeah.
opposite of how I came up starting at Palmetto Elementary. I was fine at Head Start, right down the street across from Lincoln. I was fine at Lincoln for kindergarten and first grade. Then came Palmetto Elementary, but that's another story.
Yeah.
How I got to
Well.
Lincoln Middle School is a touching story for me. And Jacoby Shakur Davis has a lot to do with that. And middle name Shakur after Tupac, or Tupac, that's my dude. Um, when he was born, I had went to the doctor like the week before. The doctor diagnosed me morbidly obese. I
Mm.
was
Mm.
about 345-ish or something like that. Not even knowing or recognizing, how far I let myself go. The
Mm-hmm.
doctor told me, he said, look, man, if you keep going the way you're going, you're gonna be dead in a year.
Mm.
I was stunned.
Wow. Wow.
Had the paperwork, took it to the car, sat in the car and looked at my name, Curtis Davis. And next to Curtis Davis' name was the word morbid. That's death. That's
Mm.
death.
Wow.
What's been associated with Curtis Davis' name is all state, all conference. You know what I mean? Not morbid. And so
Wow.
at
Dang.
2:02 in the morning when he was born, I cut his cord. He's upside down. That was my first conversation with him when I cut his cord. And I was blown away looking at this dude looking just like me. And at that moment, I felt like this rebirth and this whole new thing, which I looked at him and I told him, I said, look, man, daddy finna change this thing around. And for every pound you gain, I'm gonna lose.
Wow.
So I ended up actually taking a year off from work with the support of my wife. And I went back to US. I went enrolled at University of South Florida and to get my master's in education. Right. And so I would ride my bicycle, my bike, back and forth, 6.7 miles each way, in order to make this happen. And I was stay at home dad for him with the first year. My hair, I had a huge afro. I had a huge beard because I told myself my outward appearance doesn't matter. It's what my goals are that I've set for myself, what's important, not what people think about me,
Mm-hmm.
what and other. So I was laser being focused. And sure enough, I accomplished the goals of every pound he gained, I ended up losing and getting myself and
Wow.
my health and my status back correct. Right. And that was
Wow.
huge. And so what was bigger than that, looking at him as a black male, even though his mom is white and his dad is black, society sees him as a black male.
Absolutely.
I can't tell him to be a leader. I can't tell him to just ignore stuff. I can't tell him, um, you know, how to be successful in life, how to set goals, how to be committed to those goals, how to persevere, unless I do it. I gotta do it. Then when I'm walking in knowing it firsthand, then from that standpoint, he can see it, right? And so that's really the story behind it. That's the short story behind that. Was the idea that I switched and changed everything around, put myself in leadership role so that he can grow up seeing his daddy as a leader, grow up seeing his daddy with people, focus on his dad, swing, and from that standpoint, so that's what he would see, and he was able to, over the years, acquire the skills and the knowledge and the strategies and those soft skills and interpersonal skills to be able to deal with the adversities that have definitely come this way, like it does anyone else, and still be able to smile, be positive, and have a great outlook on life, and not allow anyone to dampen his spirit. And so
Dang, boy.
hey, right
Kurt,
now, that's like one of my
Kurt,
greatest how do I want to say it
Kurt,
simply? That thing touched me a little bit, but it's like one
Just
of
go
my
ahead on,
greatest.
Kurt. Hey, boy, ain't no
Kurt,
wrong with it, boy.
Kurt, let me tell you something,
Hey, it
man.
need to touch you.
I want to hang out, but
Right
god
there.
dog,
Boy,
man.
hey, boy, this thing here deep,
You
boy.
kind of got me just there.
This
I'm glad
thing
I got
deep.
glasses on right now, boy.
Hey,
You know
Kurt,
what
so
I'm
you
saying?
you say you graduated from South Florida, right? You got your
Yeah,
master's?
where Blake graduated from? Yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
and Blake graduated from South Florida.
yes. I know he graduated from Bulls. Yes, I went to the
Yep.
Sarasota campus. The Sarasota campus before it became, I think, New College now. That was the
Yeah.
Sarasota
Yeah.
campus, and I stayed off of
Man, that's
Goshen
crazy, man.
in Lockwood. And I used to ride from Goshen. I stayed in Sarasota, so I just ride my bike over there, back and forth every day. But yeah, Blake, I
Man,
Well,
saw that. Yeah, Bulls, the Bulls,
man,
baby.
that's crazy, man. Hey, Kurt, you see what I got on? See this shirt right here? It
Yes,
say
sir.
it say be great, right?
Yes, yes.
This Blake clothing line.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Now that's awesome. That's
yeah.
awesome.
wow.
Send me
I'm
the
telling you,
link.
man, Kurt, boy, you
Send
got
me
all
the link.
hey, you get all the praise, Kurt. I'm trying to tell you.
Send me the link that way. Send that link that way.
Yeah.
And from that note, also, it's kind of like also coming up in a situation where I didn't have representation in elementary school, in middle school, high school, be it in the classroom, be it in sports, be it in other extra curricular activities. Never could look around and see someone that looked like me, someone that talks
Yeah.
like me. Even as a
Yeah.
principal at Lincoln Middle School, guess what? I was still Kurt. They used to come get his free lunch in the summertime over at
Wow.
the little Trojan field right there, right?
Yep.
Wow.
I'm
Wow.
still Kurt. So I have a shirt and tie on, but I'm still Kurt, right?
Mm.
Because I think it's important for people to be able to relate to others and not be in a situation where you're going to separate yourself and people feel like that, like they can't connect because I couldn't connect. So it was
Right.
easy for me to take on that task at Lincoln. It was for the simple fact that I knew what I never had in a principal. I knew what I never had in a school. I knew what I never had in teachers. And so that it's easy to say, okay, I want my kids to feel welcome. I want to know each one of them by name. I want to know something about what they do outside of school. I want to hold teachers accountable. I want to put them in the best position to be successful here at Lincoln, just like they would anywhere else. So it goes beyond desire, but it goes to curriculum, rigorous coursework, fidelity in teaching, and all of these other pieces saying, no, this got to be in place. So the Manatee County started this thing called walkthroughs, where they go in the classroom and check teachers and the fidelity of the teaching and learning process. I was doing that from the moment I walked into Lincoln, walking in the classroom, seeing what's going on, asking kids questions, what are you learning and why? Why are you doing this assignment? What does that mean?
Yeah.
What's going on with it? Having conversations with teachers in my office. Okay, I went to talk with someone, so they told me they didn't know what they were doing and why they was doing it. So I think that's important that they know. So and those sort of things. And then when you have parents and you have kids, like Blake, who has this opportunity to just go, achieve. Guess what I need to do? Make sure he's in the correct coursework so that he's getting that higher level of rigor in that subject matter,
Mm-hmm.
which I never had.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a principal
Mm-hmm.
that when I walked into school, they joking with me. What's up? What's going on? Dapping me up, giving me high fives. Those
Yeah.
sort of things. Having real, like almost fatherly or uncle type conversations with me about life and what I should be doing. You know,
Yeah.
And those are the type of things that led to why you have so many students that attended Lincoln Middle School who remember you,
Yeah.
right? Who
yes,
remember all the great things and programs and just you being able to be touched. You know what I'm saying? And the advice that you gave, the word that you gave to them students, it still has an impact on them today. So that's just listening to you on the for real, like for real. I'm just so
that's
happy
what's
to
up.
be able to say that I know you.
Yeah, boy.
I'm so happy to be able to say that me and
Appreciate
you are
it.
friends.
Yes,
I'm
sir,
so
boy.
happy to know
Yes,
that there are so many kids that benefited from your leadership. Um, It's just amazing. So,
Well, I
but
appreciate it. Thank you.
but here's the
Thank you so
pivot
much.
here. Here's the pivot though, Kurt. You went from being a principal to going back into the classroom.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes when that happens, sometimes from my experience, the principal don't messed up, don't did something
Yes, sir.
that was not right. You know what I'm saying? That got
Mm-hmm.
them demoted into the
Yeah.
classroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In this case, that wasn't it.
Yeah.
That wasn't it.
Yeah.
That was a personal
Yeah.
choice that you decision that you made. Um,
Yes.
but not only that though, Kurt, because I want to get into this because time is running.
I
Um,
know.
you made that decision to get back into the classroom, but shortly after that, you decided to get involved in international studies. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. And
So
so,
when
mhm.
you got involved in that, now international studies is vastly different than what we do in the states. Uh, so
Yeah.
tell
Yeah.
us
Yeah.
what happened. Why you made the decision to get involved in teaching abroad?
Yeah. Okay. Well, last thing on Lincoln, and I had promised myself I cannot identify certain students, but you students know who you are. Y'all know who I spoke to every day. You know how our conversations went. You know how close our relationships were. My kids from the mentoring program, I love y'all. Y'all know I love you, each and every last one of you. I heard from some of you in terms of just your comments on Facebook. It was very much heartfelt. I appreciate all that you gave me as well because you responded and you listened to my advice. You know, our motto was if it's to be, it's up to me. It's all about 100% accountability, and y'all were accountable. And I'm so proud. That's one of my greatest accomplishments was the mentoring program and all of the students that received scholarships through Take Stock in Children, because we definitely outpaced any other middle school in Manatee County, at least
Mm,
40-1 in a 2-year period. There was like 40 students at Lincoln Middle that secured scholarships for college between grades
wow.
6 through 8. Because what I created
Dang.
at Lincoln was a college going atmosphere. We had the American flag in the hallways. The flags came down and we put up college banners so that
Mm.
now the atmosphere around Lincoln is a college going atmosphere. So when you walk around and look up, you're seeing colleges. You're starting to think college. Now you're looking around and you're walking around campus and you have students who are college bound because through Take Stock in Children, they've already secured scholarships for college. All they got to
Mm,
do is maintain their grades and behavior and graduate
Mm.
and then move forward. So that's that piece. So my mom went to Lincoln, my dad went to Lincoln when it was segregated. So it was personal. I went to Lincoln. A lot of the students around the campus were students of actually kids of the parents that I went to Lincoln with as well. So I could walk around Lincoln and just have fun all day long, looking at a child and calling them out by their mom or their dad's name. It was awesome. And they would ask me, well, how do you know my mom? How do you know my dad? And just those instant relationships. And then from that point, I took it personal from the standpoint that if you're going to trust your child with me, then I promise you, I'm here 100%, and I'm going to give everything I have to make sure that your child get the best education possible. Because Buffalo Creek opened up, and it was a floodgate. SCF
yes.
opened
Yep.
up, and Blake could have easily fit into SCF and came
Yep.
out of SCF with an AA degree.
Right. Right.
Yep.
But I love the idea that y'all chose to keep him there and also, during that time period with me. So what happened
Mm.
was it started to wear on me. The job itself. I had chicken feathers trying to make chicken soup. I know what my
Mm.
school needs. I know what my kids needs, but I don't have the resources. We became Title One. The money is categorically funded, not to get into all the specificities, but this tied my hands. And I can only do so much with such little resources, knowing so much more things my kids need. So the job started at about, 6 a.m. in the morning, and it ended never. because it was always on my mind, always on my
Man.
mind. What I need to do the next day, what needs to happen, what needs to take place, what needs to take place. Till it got to the point one day, till I didn't have the same relationships and dialogues with my kids anymore. And when that happened, it's like, whoa, now I'm doing a disservice to the school. I'm not getting into the classes the way I used to. You know, I'm not modeling and co-teaching lessons because I love doing that kind of stuff like I used to. So it's like now I'm doing the school a disservice. And
Mm.
so I actually went to Paramount High School for some kind of principals meeting, and it was during lunchtime. And the kids I had 2 or 3 years prior, when I was assistant principal there, running up to me, telling me about how their mom doing, how they're doing with fishing, telling me about ballet, telling me about gymnastics, telling me about all this other stuff. And it dawned on me after about 30 minutes of students just running up to me, talking to me, that I knew more stories and more personal things about the kids I had 2 or 3 years prior when I was an assistant principal than I do about the kids in the building right now. Because as the principal, you get tied up with the county, the non-negotiables, things you have to do in terms of meeting compliance, and it draws you further away from what I love, which is kids. So to fast forward that, I was riding to work one day, coming out off the summer, and I said, Lord, not my will, but let your will be done. But I think I'm done. Because I used to come across that bridge, I guess heading north at that light, and I would take a left, and I couldn't wait for that light to turn green. I got to get into
Wow.
school. I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Now I'm coming on the bridge, like red light, red light, red light. Just give me one more minute before I'm no longer Kurt,
Wow.
Wow.
Daddy,
Great.
Uncle
Wow.
Kurt, brother, and now I'm Mr. Davis. Because once you Mr. Davis, you're no longer a human being. You're the principal, and
Wow.
your responsibilities. It doesn't matter what you have going on. This is what you
Mm-hmm.
have to take on, and which I gladly take on. So within that year time, it was just one benchmark after the next, one indicator after the next, saying, yeah, yeah, it's your time, it's your time, it's my time. And so at the end of the school year, I put everything into place, put together a great budget and proposal, and talked with the superintendent and assistant superintendent. And after they approved the budget and proposals I had for a couple of additional things that my school needed, I said, okay, now I need to let you know that I'm stepping down. And so that's really what it was all about. The idea that it was taking so much from me that at the end of the day, I don't need to be known as Mr. Davis, the greatest principal ever. I need to be known as Kurt, the greatest brother ever. Curtis, as my mom called me sometime, the greatest son ever. Uncle Kurt, the greatest uncle for my nieces and nephews. And of
Mm-hmm.
course, dad, husband. You right? And friends. It's like so many other roles and dimensions there are in life until I just could not confine myself to one. And essentially, my message is this also: do what makes you happy in life, do what you are passionate about, do what you are driven about. And if it's something that no longer drives you or takes more from you than you're able to give it, then it's only fair to step away. And it has nothing to do with money, it has to do with satisfaction, it has to do with quality living, right? So I took half a pay cut happily.
Mm.
And I ended up, and when I was thinking about where I wanted to go in my planned abandonment, I was like, where do I want to go? Well, you know what? I want to go back working with the same students I started with behind the boy club and those portables, them babies that everybody threw away in Manatee County. Because we had all of the kids that got kicked out of regular middle schools in portables when I first started my first teaching when I met Reggie. And so Horizons was the new thing. And so I went to Horizons, and I was teaching for like a semester. And this really what drove the point home that I was done with administration. In the next semester, something happened with leadership, and then I was asked to step in as the principal of Horizons from January to June because they knew I was moving overseas. I
Mm.
said, no, I said, I don't want that role. I'm done with the principalship. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. But I said, I got a better offer or proposal for you. How about the guy that's been here as AP for the past 8 years? Put him in an interim role, and I'll become the assistant principal and support him on all the documents and all this end of the year stuff that I know that he needs to do that I'm well, versed in.
Well versed in.
Yeah.
He was
Right.
like, okay. He was like, okay, that's cool. And so that's what I ended up doing. But in the process of leaving the classroom, enjoying kids, having real moments, real conversations, building real relationships, right? Then transferring back into the administrative stuff. Now I'm just dealing with discipline. Now I'm just dealing with I'm being reactive more so than anything else. The fight took place, this happened, that happened, until it's like, oh yeah, I'm done with this for real. I was happy in that classroom back over there in that corner. You know what I mean? Just having the time for myself in that 3 o'clock, I was on the road, on my kayak fishing, or on the boat, or me and Jacoby going to the baseball field, throwing baseballs, or walking my dog, or me and my wife doing some stuff, or going to my mom's house, helping around with some stuff, right? All of that ended in administration. So my wife, she is a traveler. She's a traveler. She always was a traveler. When I met her at Bayshore back in 1997, she was a traveler then. She even took a year where she studied abroad. And so she was the
Okay.
traveler. She was the one that's been that vehicle to kind of open up that door in this world to me of travel. I had never flown a plane and would get mad with her if she asked me to fly in a plane. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not flying. I don't fly. I'm scared to fly. No, no, not
Yeah.
happening. You know, you know, and so she had, during my time at Lincoln in administration in the summertime, she would take kids over the world. Thus, travel with Davis. That's where that comes from, right? So she would take kids in different places over the world, and she would just, like email me or send pictures. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's great. Had no issue with that because I was doing what I was passionate about. I love my purpose, right? And so at that time when I did step down, she saw it as an opportunity for us to start opening this conversation up about, getting out in the world. So then we
Wow.
interviewed at a job in Mumbai, India. We took a week off from work to go over there just to check it out. And we were blown away, scared. If truth be told, scared.
Truth be
Yeah,
told,
boy.
scared. Yeah. Heck
Yes,
yeah.
sir,
Scared.
man.
So
Well, you get
wait,
off the
Kurt,
plane.
where was
Mhm.
that first? Where was that first trip to?
Mumbai, India.
Mumbai,
Mumbai, India.
India.
That was your
13,
first.
14
That was your
hour
first.
plane flight.
That was your first. That was your first experience teaching abroad. Was in India.
It was in India. It was in Mumbai, India, with a very diverse group of population. And in that, we stayed a week in India, going and visiting the classrooms, the school, and just making a decision whether or not we want to do that. And essentially, that's what we ended up doing. Ended up taking the job there. Why did we take the job? Because we were totally blown away. It was nothing like America. There's cows walking on the streets. There's people in saris. You see beautiful people everywhere, and you see the worst and ugly of anything everywhere. So it's like this contrast between the haves and the have-nots. People on the streets, people in Bentleys, cows walking the street, bicycles. It was crazy, and I'm talking thousands and thousands and thousands of people just on the streets. I've never been in a place that congested before, with so many
My
sights and
goodness.
sounds, and Muslims and Sikhs and Hindus and Buddhists. So it was just like this right in the face cultural shock. And we we,
What?
we
So
got on
So
the plane. Mm-hmm.
how did they how did they treat you up there, Kurt? I mean, like,
Thank
okay,
you.
oh,
Thank you.
huh?
Uh-huh.
They
Yep.
because you you married to a white lady.
You're
All
right,
right.
right.
So when y'all went to India together, did they
Mm-hmm.
treat you? Did they look at you different, like a mixed couple?
No, no.
No.
It's
So they
funny,
treat
right?
you. So they
Mm-hmm.
treat you
It's funny
good. It
you
was like,
say that.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, so here's the short to that. Here's what happens. Michelle is white,
Yeah.
blonde female. There's not many white blonde females in India.
Okay.
Everybody in India look Indian. Hair color, facial features, the whole physical piece. So they look at her as for what she is, white blonde. There ain't no brothers over there this size for the most part. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So they
Yeah.
yeah.
look at me and they're like, whoa, that's a black dude, you know? And
Yeah.
so it's curiosity. They want to know about you. They want to learn about you. They want to engage in conversations, find out where you're from, right? And those
Mm.
sort of things. And a shout out goes to great friends of ours. Damon and Karen were was a black couple working for Procter and Gamble and living in India first. And so we reached out to them and had like this wonderful dinner with some Jill Scott playing in this high-rise condo, and he was able to pretty much unpack everything and all answer all of my questions about what I was seeing and was able to kind of make me feel much more at ease with certain situations. For example, Michelle and I would walk across from the Westin to the mall, which was just like right across the street. I'm talking, man, less than 20 yards. And we walking fast too, because we're like, let's hurry and get in the mall. And you'll see 20 guys just standing there, teenage years. And it's like, they looking suspect. You know what I'm saying? They looking suspect. But with Damon being a brother, he said, because he's been there already, I said, so what's up with that, man? He was like, look, man, have you been in one of their homes? I said, no, I haven't. He said, the homes are small. They don't have AC. It's cooler outside. They're looking at you
Oh,
because they're looking at you because look at you. How many black dudes do they see every day? None. Right? He
Right.
said, so it's just curiosity, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so they are probably 99% of the reason why we took that job in India, simply because we had them there as a support system. They were able to identify and able to translate what we were seeing and our feelings, and us being from the United States, our perspective, they've already been over there, so they were able to help us out with all those things. And it's like, oh, okay, well, it's fine. There's still a ton I don't know, but I do know enough to say that, yeah, let's make this move. We got back to the States,
that's good.
went back to the same regular day, everything, all of this excitement, all this curiosity, all this like, you know, desire to learn and know more, it stopped because I was back
Wow.
doing what I always do, driving my same route
Mm.
I always drive until. So it was like, yeah, we out of there. We're gonna go do this, and it was one of
Golly,
the
boy.
best experiences of my life, and it definitely changed Kobe's for what he's doing now. They have a kid where you're walking to school with him every day, but there's hundreds of people on the sidewalk that's homeless. They have like these tarps for rain, and then they have like this area where they can go get clean or fresh water because they don't have plumbing or running water along the side of the sidewalk. Kids running up to you, tugging on your shirt, asking for food. Jacoby, he was like, we walked to school every day. Jacoby was like, Dad, what can we do to help him? I said, oh no, son, let me ask some people in my PE department. Because actually I was offered a to be the principalship there for the primary group or
Mm.
Wow.
head coach of PE. And head guy told me, he said, look, I'm gonna tell you now, the head coach of PE is not respected as much as the primary principal. I said, that's fine, I want to be the head coach of PE. So I had 7 PE people my guys that I work with, and girl, Priyanka, Bravo, Babesh, Gopal, all my good people. I know y'all watching the show because they're still very good friends to this day. We stay in
Mm.
contact. So I asked them. So long story short, we ordered a 10-pound bag of rice because you can order, so you bring it right to the house and put it in the cabinets and everything for you. You don't have to do anything. And since we already was drinking out of water bottles, we had tons of water bottles, lots of water bottles. So me and Jacoby and Michelle, we'll put a little fauna on it, put rice in it, and then put the cap on it. And so when we walk to school, he hand them out to the kid when they ask for food. They said because that's the best way because they can get the water from down there and the rice is something that can fill them up. I said, wow,
Wow.
Yeah.
okay. And so
Wow.
that impacted him at a young age for him to see people that didn't have, so it taught him to appreciate what he did. But when you went into school, they were Bollywood stars. So these were some of the richest kids you could possibly run into. But at any rate, that's what that was about.
Dang, boy, that's crazy.
Well,
So
Curtis,
you didn't
man.
experience
Yeah.
no racism over there.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you said that. No,
That's
curiosity.
crazy.
People are curious. They just want to know about you, right? Because when they see a black man, we're not well traveled. Where are we over this world? We don't go all of these places. We're not at the Great Wall every day. We're not, traveling to Machu Picchu every day. We're not at, the Eiffel Tower every day. So we're not common around a lot of places, right? And so they're just curious. They want to know about you. They will stand by you, right by your side, and they're short, so they're looking up at you and you just speak, right? Some large did not speak English but spoke Hindi. I did learn some Hindi. enough to kind of navigate around the city and bargain at the shops and things of that nature. But for the most part, that's what it was. So when you look at these people, and when you see, and plus when you look at a person in India, that you still don't know about that person other than what you see physically. You don't know what
Right.
caste they're part of. You don't know what their religion. You don't know the dialect. You don't know what state they're coming from to come to Mumbai, right? So there's just so much else involved in that, right? So it's very, very diverse and very, very interesting. But racism is not what I experienced. What I experienced was curiosity. What I experienced were people that would give you their very last, which was humble to me. They will give you, they invite you to their homes, and they don't have very much, but they will give you the little that they do have because they believe in karma, good deeds, and so that's a way to do something. They rather do something for someone else than have someone do something for them, right? And
Wow.
so that's what I had to learn. I learned that, and one of the interesting story behind that, the first day Michelle and I went to school, they provided the teachers with lunch, and it's buffet style, and it's all veg. It's all veg. And they had a sign at the beginning of the buffet line, and it was had a piece of cardboard written in crayon that said, "Take what you need." I said, "Whoa!" I said, "Michelle, look at this. Read this sign." I said, "This sign say take what you need."
Wow.
I said, "It's crazy, right?" Because in the states, Golden Corral say, "All you can eat,
All you can eat.
Wow.
all you can eat." So look at just the
Wow.
shift in the mindset. Now
Yeah.
I'm rewinding the track. I just walked to school. I just saw all of these homeless people on the streets. I just handed out rice with the family, as we walk into the school. And now I'm up at this buffet line, and they said, "Take what you need." So
Wow.
from that point
That's
on,
crazy.
I got down to 237 now, 237 pounds from like 270 something. Because you can't gorge yourself on food when you see people don't have anything. It makes you
Mm.
reflect and think about what it is that you actually need to function, right?
That's
So
big,
that
boy.
I ended up really buying into that.
Well,
But
Kurt.
no,
Well,
not no
Kurt,
no
man.
no not the racism, not the racism, curiosity and help. We would go to the dentist. The dentist stays open late, and so you get like these rickshaws. You got to kind of wave them down. They're like a taxi. You got to kind of wave them down. We will be They just passing by. A random person will stop a rickshaw and then tell us, "Please, like to go get in it." They'll just stop them for us, right?
Mm.
I lost my cell phone. I lost my cell phone somewhere, and I realized it about 11 o'clock at night. Someone called my wife's cell phone because the number was in there, and they explained to her that they were such and such place and they had the cell phone. And then I hopped on the motorbike with one of the security guards in my building. He drove me to where the guy was, and the guy handed me my cell phone, and I tried to give him some rupees, right? That's the currency there, rupees. And he was like,
Mm.
"No, no, no, no." He didn't want to accept anything whatsoever because he was just doing that because it was the right thing to do.
Mm.
And then to
That's
fast
big.
forward the track, let you know, just like it is here, I'm just chill. Everything is good. There's no tension. I love it. I feel safe and free to travel anywhere I want to go. I don't even use GPS half the time. I just hop on my motorbike and just ride and see where the day take me. If this street look interesting, I just ride down this street, my wife will tell you, I ride for hours sometimes, just enjoying stopping at shops, sitting down, sipping coffee, trying to speak a little Vietnamese with the locals, and just really enjoying myself. And not even once, did I feel like I was not safe. Guess what
Mm.
happened?
Mm.
When I left India, or when I returned to the U.S., guess what happened? Soon
What
as
happened?
we get down the road and start driving, boom, 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 boom. Somebody blowing horns, somebody's spewing some kind of insults. Y'all got to remind me now that this is
Yeah.
like social media stuff, so I
Yeah.
won't,
Mm.
I keep it
Yeah.
appropriate, right?
Yeah.
Spewing insults. And I looked at Michelle, I said, "All right, baby, we back in the States. So now change your facade." Then your disposition changed. Now you're a little bit more on defensive. Now you just got to be aware of your surroundings. Be aware if people come too close to you in proximity. Watch how you drive. Don't look at nobody too long. Just kind of, there's cues. There's
Yeah.
cues in America that you don't realize that you even have in terms of how you behave and interact with people, and that you don't even realize you have until you leave America.
Mm.
And
Well,
then you
Kurt.
see the difference in the way people behave and the way that they interact, and it's kind of one of those things. So yeah.
Well, Kurt. It's so interesting that you said that, man. It's because I always thought, what's the what's the biggest difference between being in the United States opposed to being abroad? And you just described a lot of what is a lot when it comes down when there is a difference. Um, but what I want to get at, because of the sake of time, what I want to get at is this: you've been traveling. You had your first experience in India. What other experiences, as far as country wise, have you been exposed to when it comes down to you doing education abroad? You've been in India.
Okay,
Where else
so
have you
yeah,
been?
here in Vietnam, this class is great. My school is great. Love my kids. Um, it's absolutely awesome. They say you find something that you love to do, you never work a day in your life. Bro, I can't get to school fast enough on my motorbike. Too many times I got that cell phone up doing selfie videos and just like I can't believe I'm here. I cannot believe I'm actually here. I'm like a child waking up on Christmas morning expecting that gift under the tree. And my gift is
Wow.
my interaction with the people in the community. My gift is my interaction with the students and with the people at the school and just not knowing what next cool thing is going to happen. Because cool things happen all the time where people that you don't know just want to just smile and they just want to speak and they just want to know you,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the school speaks a lot of the school is English speakers, right? But outside in the community, I'm working to learn more Vietnamese. I call it Project Breaking the Silence because I see so many people that don't speak English that want to communicate with me, want to know more about me, and all they do is just give you a head bob or a big smile, which I absolutely love. I never smiled so much in such a long time because everybody smiled, right, when they see me. And so I'm trying to, it's my responsibility to learn more Vietnamese so that I can communicate with them. Because these places I ride and places I go, they may not see somebody that looks like me again in their life. And so the more interaction I can have with them, the more insight I can provide for them with firsthand experience and not what they see on social media about black males going to jail, shooting each other, going to prison, and see someone that's actually, intelligent, friendly, warm, and can be just everything that everyone else is, then you find I'm human also. So,
What
no, it's been
was
a great
speak
experience.
right was and speaking of that, you know what I'm saying, that you're now in Vietnam. Um, you've had quite a few different experiences. Speak real quickly about your experience of when you say you walked the path of Jesus.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty cool. That was an experience when we were in Jerusalem and had an opportunity just to go through the quarters and be able to walk the path that Jesus walked. In terms of his whole crucifixion, from where he was actually judged to where the crown of thorns was actually placed on his head, to where there's a spot where you can stop and you can just kind of be in that place, in that space where the cross was actually put on him for him to bear the rest of the way. Um, to where he kneeled down the first time and then woman helping him up. I mean, that was just me being Christian, growing up in a Christian household, being able to have that experience of being in Jerusalem and being able to walk that walk that Jesus walked. It was very touching, very emotional. It was something where I had Jacoby and Michelle with me, and I told them, "Hey, look, y'all just go your own way. This is very personal. I just want to take my time and just walk and just kind of take all of this in." Um, which is another interesting part about travel because we were in Jerusalem, we were just in Tel Aviv, we were just in Jordan, and it's just like we're just popping around all these different. We were in Egypt, and it's all within the same couple of weeks, and just the diversity in the landscape background, the culture, the interactions, and it's just like it's one of those things that's really cool. So we've been to
Well,
6 countries. Mm-hmm.
Dang. Been in 6 countries.
name off those countries really quick,
I'm
Kurt.
sorry, 6 continents. Six
Continents.
Continents.
Name
continents.
those off real quick.
Continent. The only one we haven't been to is Antarctica. We haven't
There
been
we
to
go.
Antarctica. Okay.
Wow.
So we've been about 35 plus countries.
Golly.
Kurt, real quick, man. We're gonna play this real quick video of you in Jordan. off of Travel with the Davises.
Yeah.
We're gonna play
Right
this
now.
real quick. Then we're gonna talk about that real quick. All right.
Okay.
Another banger. Baby, calm down. Yo, this your body, it puts in my heart for lockdown, oh lockdown. Yo, you sweet life, phantom, phantom. If I tell you say I love you, you know they for me, young girl, oh young girl. No, tell me no, 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 oh, 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 oh. Baby, gon' give me your lo, 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 oh, 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 oh. You got me like whoa, 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 whoa. Shawty gon' give me your lo, 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 whoa, 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 whoa. I see.
Hey Kurt, man. I don't know,
Hey.
man.
Boy,
I mean, a sense of happiness. I
oh
don't know
man,
about you, Green,
man,
Barbara. I don't know. But a sense of happiness. Just this is a different level, right? This
Yeah.
this is when I
It's so
see
cool.
Kurt, when I see Jacoby over there, man, and I see you
Yeah.
over there, and I see the landscape and everything that you experience. This is what
Yeah.
I want for my family, man.
that's
Yes,
So
sir.
this is
Yeah.
different level stuff. When I talk about just being able to see somebody that's me. When I say me, that's
Yes.
black.
yeah,
That's
Yes.
experiencing this
yeah.
type of stuff, man. This is on a different level. This is totally different level. But Kurt, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna ask you to say anything right now because I got one more video, man,
Yeah.
that I want to go
Boy,
over,
this,
and I want everybody to just experience this, like for real. I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious when I come to
Okay.
this.
man, this,
Yeah.
Look, I wanted to have this interview because
Kurt, you
I
special, boy.
I feel so
You special,
Thank
Kurt.
you.
I feel it's so important for me to be
Yeah.
able to say we have to get out of Palmetto, we have to get out of
Yeah.
Brady,
Yeah.
we have to get out of Georgia, we have to get out of goddamn Texas. We gotta
Yes.
get
Yeah,
out, right?
yeah.
Gotta get out.
So
Yeah.
that man, play the next video. Play the next video.
Hey.
Baby,
Hey.
goes down till you let me give you up, till you let me give
Boy, this so deep here, boy.
I do whatever to spoil you. Tripping about you like I'm running on oil. You a queen, your whole demeanor is royal. I just wanna caress. Rough sex, break you down and adore you. But first, let me know what's on your mind. Looking like it's something wrong, I can see the sign. I ain't here to judge you truly and honestly, not the kind. So perfect, I'm a player, but for you, I get in line. The type of vibe I still could fall in love with being blind. Don't know how to approach. Heard you got a man, damn, I'm a fan, really ain't.
Hey. Hey.
Hey Kurt,
Hey.
hey Kurt,
Boy, this
hey
boy.
Kurt, hey Kurt, hey
Hey.
Kurt.
Hey. Hey.
This is entitled. If you guys don't know on TBT World, man, listen. If you want to see what Kurt is doing, the hashtag is travel with the Davises, and I think it's so important. It gives me a glimpse, right, of
Boy.
what he's
Yeah.
living.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm so thrilled
Man.
because Kurt, man, you
Yeah.
open up a window for me,
Yes.
and I have to be able to live through you vicariously right
Yes.
now. But
Yeah.
not only what you're doing though is you're giving me that drive to say all those things that I want to do for my family. I'm going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to do it.
Yes.
I'm going to be able to
Yeah.
record just like you've been recording
Just having,
Yeah.
man.
and just having it
Just
a
living
wonderful
life,
time.
man.
And the thing
Yeah.
about it, what I heard you say was, it's so much of a different experience when it comes down to, it. You Green, you mentioned. Well, what about your color? You
Yeah,
are
man.
black.
It's-
You know what I'm saying? Is it racism? You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
What's your
Yeah.
experience like in Vietnam right now, Kurt?
Yeah, yeah, loving the people. But let me backtrack on a couple of those things. Wow, Whitey Rum, you're in Jordan. We rented a car in Jordan. We got off the airplane at 2:30 in the morning and GPS our way to our hotel
Wow.
in Jordan,
God.
right? And for 4 days, we drove through Jordan. We snorkeled in the Red Sea. We floated in the Dead Sea. And then we cut across into the desert in Wadi Rum, where you saw that guy on that camel.
Yeah.
He's from Sudan. He's Sudanese. And from the moment we shook hands, we held hands, we smiled at each other, we embraced. And then he told me to get on the camel. He told me he'll take the video because they don't do anything over there for free, right? Because they got to get paid, so you ride the camels. That's what he does.
Right.
But an automatic connection, because even he had not seen
Wow.
somebody like me that wasn't
That's
working.
crazy.
Wow.
Right?
That's crazy,
So,
man.
thank Jacoby. Shout out to Jacoby. He came with us. He came over in the Philippines with us, and he stayed for a while. When we came over in June, we stopped over in the Philippines, and then we shot over here to Vietnam. But he said, "Dad, okay, now you've done your job for me, so now you gotta your responsibility is that you gotta share yourself with the world. So, Dad, you gotta get on this TikTok." I said, "So I don't know about that stuff, man. That stuff crazy. You know what I'm saying?" So shout out to Jacoby. He stayed with me through the process, showed me how to study, showed me how to do the little snips. I'm recording something for 1 minute. He said, Dad. Just that should just be 6 seconds, okay? Just 6 seconds, and then blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, so that's why I'm able to put this kind of stuff out here, and that's a huge reason for it. Life, you gotta live it. You gotta live it. The purpose of it is to live it, right? And we all have a lot of responsibility other than ourselves. And so what's been nice for me is the idea that it's been validating that I get the same love for my kids at Lincoln Middle, my same love for my kids in Mumbai, India, than the same love I get for the kids right here in Vietnam. It's crazy.
Man, that's big.
It's crazy.
Kurt, man, I'm gonna tell you. Kurt,
Yeah.
let me tell you, man. Now we done did a whole lot of podcasts.
Yeah.
I mean, a whole lot of them, man.
Yeah.
And I appreciate every last one of our podcasts. But this one right here is so unique to me because I'm a black man that was raised up in Manatee County. Okay? One of the only reasons that we feel like that we can travel like that, like you traveling, you have to be rich. We have to be rich. Right. We have to be a ball player or something, a doctor or a lawyer. And a lot of times we are afraid to travel abroad because a lot of times they don't show us the good things that happen when you travel abroad. They always show the negativity to the point where your family here will say, hey, if I say, hey, man, I'm finna go to Vietnam, they might say, hey, Green, don't go over there, Green. Don't go to Vietnam, Green. You remember back in the days, man, United States bombed Vietnam.
Yeah.
You know, I remember Ali.
You're right.
I remember Muhammad Ali said on one of his speeches, he said, man, why would I go fight the Viet Cong when they never called me no Negro?
Right.
You know?
Right. Yes.
So here I am talking to you, Kurt, somebody that I know, somebody that I done touched, somebody that my son done been educated under. You is in Vietnam, man, and just to see those videos that Real showed me, man, I'm telling you, man, that touched me, because a lot of our kids are afraid. Not even kids, a lot of our adults around here in Manatee County are afraid to travel like that. You know, when we travel, like Real say, we go to Atlanta, we go to Orlando, we go to Texas, we go to D.C. Man, you in a whole different country, man. I'm talking about living, man. You see the, I mean, you not country, continent, and you seeing animals, man. You got your kids up there. You got your wife up there, man. Man, you from Palmetto. Man, you teaching in a whole different, man, that's wild, Kurt, man. Kurt, boy, You special,
Yeah.
Kurt. You special, man.
Hey, Kurt,
Bro,
just one
thank
more
you.
thing, man,
Yeah.
because we running short on time real quick, but I wanna also you
Yeah.
experiencing so many different
Oh
things,
man,
and
man.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the
I
key.
am.
That's the key. And not only are you experiencing it, right, your wife, but you have your son with you, right? And that's the
Yeah. Yeah.
part, Green.
Oh
That's the
man.
part. That's the part when I look
Yeah.
at my kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
say, have they been to a place that's not like United
Mm-hmm.
States,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
I remember in the movies,
Yeah.
right, when
Mm-hmm.
we had Rocky Balboa, right, or we
Mm-hmm.
had war
Right.
movies, and
Mm-hmm.
the Soviet
Mm-hmm.
Union was looked at a certain way, right?
Yeah.
Now that time has
Exactly.
changed. Now it's Iraq,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And it's looked
Right.
at
Right.
like a certain way. Man, it's
Mm-hmm.
good people everywhere.
That's crazy, boy.
It's good
Everywhere.
people.
Everywhere.
Don't put me. It's the pun. What they call that? They say it's God, damn, I can't think of the word right now. What?
A box put you in the box.
No. It's when I look at a certain country, and
Mm-hmm.
if it's that's all what I see, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So they're saying, this country is bad,
Yeah.
Right.
or these people are
Yeah.
bad.
Right.
And that's
Right.
not necessarily the case, man. It's good people
I get.
everywhere.
Yeah. Good people everywhere. On that note, it's not what you look at, but it's what you see. I'm going to say it
Yeah.
again. It's not what you look at, but it's what you see. Because you can find positivity in anything, anywhere, if that's what you're looking for. You can find negativity at Disney World
Anyway,
if that's what you're looking for. So
that's
if
true.
you go anywhere, don't waste your money, no plane tickets, your time flying somewhere to look for the wrong thing. Anywhere I go
Mm-hmm.
in this country, in this world, I'm looking for the best out of everyone. And that's what I'm getting, the best. Impermanence,
Mm.
living in the moment, knowing that, you know what, I can look back at my life and say, I live by this motto. I don't have any regrets. I don't have any regrets in
Mm.
any professional role I've been in my profession, but especially in my personal life, and my relationships with my family, and all of those different respects. And that's what we want, right? Because we can't wind this track back. We can't go back on this clock and do some things over. If, shoulda, coulda, woulda. I don't have any regrets.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes me so happy and so content with who I am. And I move forward in life that way, knowing that nothing is going to stay forever. We all going to pass this world. We're going to leave this world someday. What does
Yeah.
your life look like every day? How are you living that life? How quality is your days, your moments, your interactions? Stop, slow down, stop getting caught up in stuff, and just figure out what's going to make you happy each and every moment. Because impermanence, right? It's not going to last forever. Good health not going to last forever. So that's why I'm getting on that motorbike when we get done, and I'm sliding. I'm sliding all
You
over
slide.
here. That's why I
Hey,
play
Hey,
basketball.
Kurt, I need to get a T Green barbershop in Vietnam. They got a spot for me.
Look,
Oh,
hey, look, I'm glad you said it. Guess what? This haircut costs 70,000 VND.
How much that is?
$2.90.
$2.90. God dog, boy.
Hey, Green, you getting over, dog.
Huh?
You charging over here, dog, in the States.
$2.90.
How much you charging, Green?
Huh?
How much you charging?
$25 over here.
Man, you ripping people off, man.
Nah, man, nah. Hey, Kurt. Hey, look, Kurt. Hey, Kurt.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
Well, look, Kurt.
Yeah.
Listen. Well,
I need
my haircuts.
I need to go up
Hey,
over
look.
there, though. I need
My
to go up over there.
haircuts edge out the $2 over here because I'm the cheapest barber in town
Well, no,
at $25.
let me qualify that now.
Oh, no, Green.
Boy, I'm the cheapest barber in town, boy.
Kurt, don't.
No,
Hey,
I
Kurt.
don't know.
You
Hey,
get what you pay for.
Kurt.
You get what you pay
No,
for. So-
Green.
Hey, but look,
No,
nah,
Green.
man.
Ain't gonna let you have that, dog.
But see-
Saying $2.
But you probably gonna get a house over there for how much, Kurt? How much a 3-bedroom house, 2 bathrooms over there?
I don't know about the house. I can tell you about the apartments. A 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment can go for $500 a month.
See that? So $2, that's good money over there, boy. $500 a month.
Yeah,
Wow.
it
I'm-
goes out.
Hey,
Yeah.
Kurt, I'm gonna tell you over here, a 3-bedroom apartment, 2 bath, that's gonna be $2,500 a month over here.
Yeah, easily, yeah.
Easy.
It's not lost. It's not lost on me, so I take advantage of it. Now. The haircuts ain't the best. The fade line, you still see them, but at
Yeah.
least it just keeping it down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It ain't a
Yeah.
T Green God Barber quality by a long shot, right?
Yeah.
But same time, I just
Hey
I just
Kurt.
roll up on
Hey Kurt.
the car station on the streets and get it. Yeah.
Hey Kurt. Let me say this, man, because we have to close out real soon. Hey, let me ask you
Yeah.
this, because you've done a lot of things, man. I want to give you all the props in the world. I know God Barber have a segment that we're gonna do in just a second, but I want to give you all the props in the world, man. And I hope everybody that's looking and listening tonight um, realize that, man, there's so much beyond our county lines. There's so much out there for our kids, man. And I just want to say I appreciate everything that you're doing. I appreciate you showing up tonight and giving us your life, your story, what you've been doing, your experiences, because it does help. So, there's somebody out there, Kurt,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
what you have talked about tonight, that's going to inspire somebody to do something a little bit different with their
Yeah.
life. So I just want to say that.
Yep.
Hey, Kurt, what legacy do you leave behind? What is it that you want to say that when it's all done and said, job well done? What would that be?
Ooh. I've been selfless. I've been real with people. What you see is what you get, man. I'm still Kurt from Palmetto. Rather is the 5-year-old Kurt or the 15-year-old Kurt. I'm still just who I am, right? What I want people to get from me is to live your life to the fullest. Even what you stated, the idea that now that you see somebody look like you doing this, now I've cleared the way to say, hey, look, it's okay. You can travel to Tanzania, Africa. You can go to the Great Wall. You can go to Machu Picchu, Peru. You can go to Vietnam. You can go to Australia. It's a 24-hour plane flight. You're gonna get up and stretch a little while, but you can get there. So it's living life to its fullest and being present in every moment of your life, and also just making sure that you don't have any regrets. You waking up and you being mindful of your action, your thoughts, and your choices that you're making in life, and so that when you look back at it, you can say, I wish I would have done this different as a parent, or as a student, or as a brother, or as a in the roles that we play in our life. And so that's the one message or messages that I want to leave behind in that legacy is just by leading by example, facing fears. I'm more afraid not to fly now than I was to fly before because I'm afraid of missing out on some wonderful experience all because of airplane. I'm more afraid
Wow.
not to fly, right? So
Wow.
facing those fears and just moving forward anyway.
Ah, man.
Kurt, man, that's awesome, man. And I want to just say thank you again. We're gonna move on to. I really don't want to stop, but we. I'm telling you, bro, we can keep going.
But we
It'll
go
be
5 hours with
conversation,
Kurt, boy.
but what you got
Can
going
I tell
on?
you
We
one
can
more
just
quick
keep going.
story?
Go
Can I tell
ahead.
you one more quick story? Because this is
Go ahead,
one I
Kurt.
know we talked before. In the Serengeti, being in Tanzania, Africa, because I talk about Asia and these places I've traveled, no one looks like me. It was beautiful being in Africa. In Tanzania, I saw pea green, I saw reds, I saw everyone because of the facial features, because of the people way they look, and it was very nice to go home and feel like everything was so familiar, right? And they even thought I was Tanzanian until I opened my mouth and they heard the American accent, but they thought I was actually from the Mount Kilimanjaro tribe until I opened my
Wow,
mouth to speak.
wow, wow.
The greatest story there, well, we was in the Serengeti Plains where they had the great wildebeest migration while we on safari. And all these wildebeest just running across the plains. We stopped, we went past, I don't know, 15, 20, 30 lions along the way, went across this big hill, and there was some tents set up. And our guy said, here's where we staying tonight. I said, oh, yeah? We stayed the night in this tent, and at night, lions came around, sniffing and roaring around the tents. About 50 yards away, before it got dark, there were elephants all around.
What?
You know what I
Man.
mean? The lions roaring outside the tent. Hyenas, you hear them, that laughter that they make. And I'm looking over at Jacoby Michelle, and I'm like, this is scary, but this is so cool. Who gets this type of experience? Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Now,
Wow.
qualify it. This ain't that little ranky-dinky Walmart tent for $15. This is a Mac Daddy tent with toilet, shower, You got the supervision, the guards, and all that kind of stuff. So all of that is in place, right? Safety guard, because this place been running for 20 years, so it's established, and it's only like 9 tents in on this particular site, but it's in the open of the Serengeti. And so that was like an amazing experience that I definitely wanted to share.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
To come over to Vietnam, don't worry about accommodations. You stay with us. If you want a hotel, you can get one Ritz-Carlton level for around $60 a night. So however you want to do it, but you have an open invitation.
My business partner Tony, she experienced that. She went over there because one of her clients, I guess they from over there, Kenya, and she showed us videos. She of the lions or the eating the animals. You hear the bones cracking and all that, man. That. So that's deep, Kurt, boy. So Kurt, let me ask you right quick before we go.
Yes, sir.
You coming back home?
And ironically,
Kurt sound like you done with the United States, boy. You hear me? Kurt, you done.
Okay. Yes, I'm coming back home, but let me say this. Out of all my travels all over the world and being away from home so long, I'm going to tell you right now, there's no greater country than the United States of America. I'm going to tell you that right now. That is truly the land of opportunity. You can be whatever you choose to be just by saying it. I've been to places where kids are born into poverty and they will never leave that poverty. Where kids are getting inferior education or they're just trying to find something to eat on a daily basis. The opportunities are not there. The support is not there. The safety is not there. There's not guidelines, regulations in place for anything. And so when you're away from America so long and travel all over the world, you're like, whoa, yes, sir, I'm coming back home. And yes, sir, I am proud to be an American after being associated with so many people, be it Vietnamese, be it Canadians, be it, it doesn't matter from what country they're from. It's kind of like, it gives you that sense of pride. No matter what we have going on as a country, it's still the greatest country on earth. And Obama, he put us on the map as African Americans. He honestly did. Because now as I travel the world, I'm equated with or recognized as our greatest leader of the greatest country in America, in the world, Obama. And so I got people who speak English in Thailand, they say, Obama. That's how they read.
Okay.
There it is.
But actually, I'll be back this summer. Okay. I'll be back this summer. Around the 20th or something of June. Anyway, because my wife and I had to find our plan. So I'll be back this summer, and I would love to catch up with y'all guys. Come by the shop, go out and get something.
Hey, you got to come by, man. Yeah. Hey, look. Me and Reggie gonna have to go. Me and Reggie gonna have to come to Vietnam so we can experience it, so we can tell our family how it is, and then we take our family back up there.
I think that's awesome, Green. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
I think we need to.
Hey, Kurt, we come. Kurt, you gonna pick us up from the airport?
Man, I got you. You're gonna get the full Vietnamese experience. I got you. I'm telling you, I've been a trailblazer, laid the groundwork, and it's like what I did before I came here in traveling. It's like you Google what the experience is like in the perspective of a black man in these countries, and you can't find anything. So now I'm living that, showing you that I'm happy and it's okay, it's cool. I got you from the airport. I'll pick you up, take you all around, and then drop it back off when it's time.
Yeah, it is. Y'all got Popeye chicken up there?
Oh, we got Popeye, 7-Eleven. Look, they have this. They got this thing like Uber Eats. They got this thing like Uber Eats. It's called Grab. They got like something like Uber Eats. It's called Grab, right?
Yeah.
And with Grab, it's an app on your phone. You order from these places, and of course, it's cheaper, and it is to you in 10 minutes or less.
Hey, Kurt. Hey, Kurt.
Popeye chicken, baby.
Hey, Kurt. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this to our TBT viewers. Since Green put this out there. And Green, I'm going to put two things out. One, when you come back, you got to get it cut from the God Barber, and it got to be $2.99.
Yes, sir.
Another one.
Hey, man. Hey, look here.
We got the best price.
I'm telling you right now. Hey, Facebook, look here now. All y'all ain't go to Vietnam, boy. So it ain't gonna be no $2.99 for all y'all. It's gonna be for Kurt. That boy in Vietnam, boy. y'all can't write Manatee County, all right now.
Hey, and the second thing, Kurt, the second thing is I'm gonna double back on Green. Green, we gotta go.
Vietnam, boy.
We
Yes.
gotta go.
He said we can get Popeyes.
Honestly.
We gotta go. We gotta go.
Honestly,
And
yeah.
so we'll talk about that when you come home, Kurt. We gotta all get together. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
All right, hey
We
Kurt,
will, yeah.
we gonna have to head out, man. This has been an awesome
Awesome, boy.
conversation, bro.
Awesome,
Yeah,
boy.
man.
But before we go, Kurt, we do this thing we call shout outs. So we're gonna do our shout out real quick. Actually, I'm sorry, my bad. Before we do our shout out, we're gonna do our flowers, our TBT flowers.
Yeah.
All right, T Green, what's up, baby? We got
Well, Kurt, this is what I do, Kurt.
Okay.
Every podcast I try to give flowers out to people that I can see and I can touch and I can hear. So I'm gonna give my flowers to you and your family up there in Vietnam, man. Cause Kurt, man, you a special dude, boy. You a special dude, man. You special to me and Jermaine. I wish my daughter could have experienced linking up under you, but she came a little late on. Right. Man. So I'm gonna give my flowers to you, Kurt, man. Boy, you big, Kurt. You big time, Kurt. You letting people know in Manatee County, education can travel you across the world. You don't have to play ball. You can read a book and travel across the world. So my flowers go to you, Kurt.
Absolutely. So Kurt, we also do this thing we call shout outs, man. I'm like, dang, I keep forgetting. I'm Kurt, you got me so distant. I'm just going. Dog. But before we do shout outs, we gonna do what we call this our truth is share. So Kurt, here's the thing. Since that's our version of truth in dare.
Hey,
So,
man, I love y'all, man. I want y'all to know that, bro.
Love you too, boy. Love you too, big Kurt.
So here's the thing. Here's your question from Truth and Share. What's the biggest misconception about you, Kurt?
Ooh, the biggest. Wow, that's a tough one. The biggest misconception about me. Okay, I would think that the biggest misconception about me is twofold. And let's look at it from a financial standpoint. I'm not rich. We're not rich. We're traveling the world because we're making decisions in terms of how we choose to spend our money, right? Clothes and stuff we don't spend a lot of money on, and so therefore we use it for plane tickets and different things of that nature. So I think there may be one misconception. People think that, oh, they travel everywhere, they must be rich. So that's one misconception about me, in terms of me being rich. That's not the case.
I love it. Yeah. And Kurt, here's the thing, man. I appreciate you doing that. Here's the thing. For all the viewers out there that's watching this, man, all the people that actually watch because of Kurt, I want to say thank you. Yeah. And I understand why. Tonight, we have experienced a great conversation about something that's so important to our community here. So important. And it's such a lesson that I think that all of us can learn from in hopes of that misconception about traveling and being scared about it, right?
Yeah.
That you can actually travel. And the thing about it is, I want to do it so bad because I know my kids will gain so much.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They'll gain so much. So I want to be able to do that. Just the fact that you learning different languages, you actually taking the time out to practice. I know that right now it's 10 o'clock our time. It's 9 o'clock a.m. your time. I know you got about to go have some coffee. We didn't talk about the poop coffee, but it's just so much that you have going on, man. So I want to just say thank you. We're going to do our shout-outs real quick. Green, you got a shout-out?
Yeah, man. I just want to, like I always do, I want to shout out to my wife and kids. And the whole 941. And hey man, shout out to Big Kurt, man. Curtis Davis, man. Good gracious, boy. And that's it, man. That's it.
All right. Well, also I want to just give me a shout out real quick. I want to shout out it's Memorial Day weekend, right?
Yeah.
So since it's Memorial Day weekend, I have to give a shout out to all the veterans. Right?
Okay.
All the veterans that are out there that served our country. You know, we've been talking about different countries. But I want to give a special shout out to all the veterans that have been serving our country and that done an amazing job to protect us.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to give a huge shout out to you for all the people that have passed and also the people that are living.
Mm-hmm.
And huge shout out to you for doing such a great service to our country. Hey, Kurt, you got a shout out, baby?
I got a shout out, man, and which I appreciate. And it goes directly back across seas to all of my people from Palmetto, everyone that knows me, everyone that came up with me. This has been a blessing and a great opportunity for me to just kind of expand upon my experiences and my travels and be able to communicate those messages out. So my shout out also goes out to you and God, Barbara, simply for providing this awesome opportunity in this vehicle for me to be able to reach out to so many. Nothing but love from Palmetto. I'm from Palmetto. I'm Manatee County. And it's awesome for me to be able to, again, have a chance to show all that I'm doing around the world to people that know where I come from, people that know the real Kurt from day one.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Hey, and I just wanted to give a special shout out to Michelle and also Jacoby. At one point, man, I'm just letting you know, man, I want to have Jacoby on the show at some point. I'm just letting you know. Jacoby's doing some amazing stuff as well. So a shout out to them. So also, I believe, is it Andrew? Am I wrong?
Yeah, Andrew.
Andrew, I can't forget Andrew. I met Andrew. I also want to make sure I announce Andrew about that as well. So
Yes.
just a special shout out to you and your family, man.
Yes, sir, man.
Just a loving family. You're doing so many great things. Continue to do what you're doing. Do
Yes,
not
sir.
stop.
Mm-hmm.
Continue to spread the word that you've been spreading. Continue to be the light for a lot of us here in the States, man, that are looking at you. Real quick though, you have TikTok. Your hashtag. What's your hashtag, Kurt?
The hashtag Travel with Davis.
Travel with Davis.
Travel
So you
with
guys
Davis, baby.
Make sure if you're on TikTok, go ahead and click that thing in. Hashtag Travel with Davis, so you can experience some of the things that he's experiencing as well as he goes through this day-to-day walk. Kurt, I know you're looking forward for some coffee real soon.
I'm with y'all all day, baby.
And we have before we end the show, we have a montage of different little clips of what he's shared so far on his TikTok. You guys, I just want to say thank you again for tuning in. We have one more episode for season 7, Green. We'll be done with season 7 before we take a break. Our next well, I'm not gonna say that person's name right now, but we do have one more guest for season 7. Thank you from our heart for tuning in.
Yes.
Thank you, Kurt, for being a part of TBT tonight.
Yes, sir.
Memorial Day weekend. It's so funny because we talk about World War, whether it was 2, with Vietnam War. Was that 2?
Yeah, we got the Vietnam War.
So, and him being in Vietnam now, and just having this conversation about
Yes.
Ain't that
his
so?
experience in Vietnam.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Right.
It's surreal.
It's crazy.
So I want to just say thank you again, man. Appreciate it. Hang tight. We're going to end the show pretty much by a montage of traveling with the Davises.
Big Kurt.
Thank y'all guys. Appreciate you, baby. I'm going to see you.
What?
I'm going to see you.
You too, man.
Hold on.
Just one more time and then
That breath right. Team Davis, get ready, Team Davis.
I can't believe I made it.
You seem better trying to tip it ain't let it hit it on set. Nigga on flight, yeah, feel so back. Just like on stack, just give it some rack. Never come back, but the bit can you buy the idea with the chillin', yeah, they talk money.
Let's party. I'm about to pull out his switch pull curtains, and I've been waiting so long. Got black minks all on the road, whoa, whoa. Got hella hoes popping.
Ho Chi Minh City,
to check out some different places. So come on and travel with Davis.
Wait, sao mới gặp lần đầu mà đôi mình quay quay. Anh ơi anh à.
You heard him. You heard him. Hey. Hey, hey. Travel with Davis.
Sao ai ra rằng ký ức giữa đôi ta. Đừng chút nơi nhớ hôm qua đâu về là bất cứ tế vội vã. Con tim sẽ không phụ chúng tôi nhịp mỗi lạnh băng còn đâu nó bắn mình quen.
And we'll rise up. I like the waves. We'll rise up in spite of the.
عمري العديان بغاو يفرقونا.
I'm capable of anything,
Hey, hey.
Like
More.
a way we say the
Hi.
word. Big ain't la lose, ain't too. Những chuyện ta bao giờ ain't better lose. Anh không thể tập friend, chỉ một em mang là shoulder. Feeling like sao nhiều lần vấp ngã, I got confidence. Vì là sao anh bán như là confident.
Truth, really that's all we know. Keep it real and authentic, this truth be told. Only the truth. Tune in, cause you gotta watch. It's like you with us while we kick it in the barbershop. Here to motivate and inspire. Hosted by the real deal and the God Barber. I hope that you ready, keep it funny and edgy. Let's go. You already know, truth be told, let's go.